So you're gonna give a toast?
Yes.
You nervous?
A little bit.
What are you gonna say?
Would you...
Keep it in your cleavage.
Nowhere else to put it. Normally, I'm not very good at these things, but I think this one's pretty good.
I never thought my sister would find someone who cared about what other people thought as much as she did until I met Craig.
Yes, that's funny. That's funny because it's true. You know, people like funny.
I know, but the whole funny because it's true bit only works if the truth is a small thing. Like, everyone knows Jennifer likes to shop, ha ha ha. I think you're better off going with something from the heart, honestly.
I think that people are gonna like this.
I think you're gonna hear crickets.
I think you're wrong.
Sounds of silence.
No.
Okay, go walk the plank.
I'm sticking to it.
Go ahead. Hey, meet me at the back of the room. I'll be the guy waiting to say I told you so. Good luck!
I never thought that my sister would find someone who cared about what other people thought as much as she did until I met Craig. As you all know, my sister and Craig are both lawyers at big law firms in New York. But that's not the only thing they have in common. They both like the color green, like Craig's eyes, and money. You know, someone once told me that true love is the soul's recognition of its counterpoint in another. And I think that that's a very rare thing in this world. And I think it's something to be valued. And I'm just really happy that my big sister's found it. Congratulations, Chris.
All right, here we go, some buddies. One of the important things of a wedding, once the two of them say yes and yes afterwards, if you're one of the people to get chosen to speak. All right, but what happened here? Rachel McAdams and her character go the funny route. Now, how many times have you encountered people that think they're funny, right? Okay, maybe they can crack up their friends, even their family, but the true test is cracking up strangers, all right? People that don't have a bias and don't know you. So they will laugh if it's funny because they have no attachment. But so many people we run into, like they crack a joke with strangers and it doesn't go anywhere, right? Guess what? You're not as funny as you think. So number one lesson, know if you really are funny, okay? Now, toot my own horn, but I was Jay's best man. Not only that, I was the MC, and I gave what apparently is, from a different video Jay said, a long speech that I said was going to be 10 minutes, and I guess I came close to it. But what hasn't happened since the speech that I gave? Jay has never told me that there's bad memories of the speech that I gave, okay? I am sure I threw out funny anecdote. I think at one point at the end of it, I was talking about the people that were watching the 90s cartoon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because that's what Jay watched, that's what I watched, that's what a lot of his friends watched. I think that's where it all went. So the trick is, I'll give you a tip right here, a pro tip, which is if you're gonna go with comedy, make it quick funny, nice funny. Don't make it cutting funny, okay? Don't cut the person because that doesn't go well. This is their moment and they want the least amount of resistance and negativity because this is their day, especially if you're the maid of honor. This is definitely the bride's day, okay? Don't ruin it for her, definitely. But if you catch yourself that you don't know what to say, yeah, just go with the heart, okay? Just say nice things about the person. And if you know who they're marrying and you know them well, say nice things about them too. But with comedy, it's a fine line, okay? And definitely, if you've never done comedy before, test it out with other people. At the very least, your friends. So that way maybe they can get their friends that don't know you so well and you'll find out. And maybe they'll throw in some things. But don't just go in there blind. Because you saw what happened. If you're not funny, that is not the stage you want to find out, okay? So, just make sure, know what to do, stay safe, say nice things. It may not be memorable, but why are you trying to take the spotlight from them and put it onto you? And yes, somebody, take it from me, someone that put his money where his mouth is, actually auditioned at the Improv and made people laugh. I know funny, okay? I made strangers laugh. I kind of know what I'm talking about.
I'm not a speech giver, so I don't like speaking in public to begin with. But in the clip, as Mafuchi said, if you know you're not funny naturally, don't try to start at someone's wedding. Because I had a friend who we all thought was going to be a comedian because he was just naturally funny. And I know, like, my family, they'll say I'm funny, but I'm just speaking my actual thoughts, And I'm not trying to be funny. I just say stuff and it happens to be funny. I just think it's factual statements. But like at my reception for my renewal of vows, Mafuji likes to call it my second wedding. Yes, he did do a long speech. I thought he was joking initially. But yeah, it was a long speech. I do have the recording of it. I'll actually go back and see exactly what he said. He told me bullet points of things he was going to touch upon, and he did. I was like, I thought a speech was going to be like maybe 2-3 minutes tops, but it is what it is. But yeah, if you're not naturally funny, don't try to be funny if it's not your forte. And I believe, if you want to throw like some little quick jokes in there, that's fine, but it should be more heartfelt and more positive, upbeat for a wedding speech, a best person speech. But yeah, if you do want to throw some kind of jokes out there, you should test it out, because comedians, before they do these big specials, they go to clubs testing out their new material to see what they need to take out, add in, or how to adjust it before they film a special. So I agree in that aspect, but when he said you're gonna hear crickets, I forgot how the movie went as far as that part of the scene went, but it's a good movie overall. Go with your gut instinct. If you're not a comedian, you don't naturally make people laugh all the time, don't try to make it your forte. Just speak from the heart. Give personable commentary about the person who's getting married or the couple in general, if you know them both well enough. And I agree with that, as Mafuchi said.